Hello, everybody. Welcome aboard. And glad to have you along for our Virtual Collage Jam on Monday. It's already February 1st. Wow, how did that happen, eh? So I am just taking a deep breath or two because I had a morning filled with internet grief during my class. And I'm using Kim's laptop because I think that might or might not be some help. So fingers crossed, everybody, cross your fingers for us, and hopefully we'll just have some trouble-free collaging. So
I have my toes crossed.
Oh, good. Yeah, she's got cute toes, so it's good to have them crossed. So welcome aboard. Our prompt is good enough to eat, and I'm going to take it very literally because that's about how much brain space I have available. So I have printed out some internet references to red velvet cake, which I've only had once or twice, but it's pretty darn good. So I think I'll probably use this one that I used in the thumbnail because it's got some nice, it's reasonably simple shapes, which is good, and it's got some nice light and shadow, and I might or might not embellish it a little bit, but I just thought I can manage that. That seems good. So, and it looks tasty, and I love the geometrical chunkiness of it. And guess what? We have Kim Ko along this time. So welcome aboard, Kim.
Well, thank you, Cal. Glad to be here.
Glad to have her along. And hey, Jane, how are you?
Yeah. For joining us.
Yep. And Rebecca, good to see you. And
Kirk asked to say hi for him.
That's lovely. Please pass along our best to Kirk as well.
Marg is here looking for free pics on Pixabay.
Yes, excellent. Good. And Sparkle Girl, that's Kay, right? Kay. Yeah. Hey, Kay, welcome aboard. Welcome back.
Nice to see you, Kay.
And Gerda's here on this very cold day. Yeah, it's I haven't been out today, but the thermometer, the thermometer says it's pretty chilly. We were in Peterborough on the weekend, and it was pretty chilly. So yeah, so.
Cherie says hi.
Hey, Cherie.
Having fun with this prompt.
Oh, good. Yay. I love it when you guys you just take the prompt and then you run, and I know you do, Cherie, and I know other people do too, so it's great. And I was quite enjoying seeing all the variations on our waving girl in the jam page. You guys were cooking. So alrighty, so I think
what have you got?
Yep, get things set up just a little bit here. What have I got? I haven't got started yet, but for those of you who hadn't joined just yet, I'm thinking I'm going to use a reference to some red velvet cake and collage it using some magazines and scrapbook papers and so on. And I'm enjoying its, forgive me if you've already heard this, but I'm enjoying its simple volumetric shape. This one's lit, so that's got a nice dark side, which helps with the dimension. And I might do something a little more elaborate in the background. We'll see, right? So I think what I might do is just get started with that and see how long that takes me. That might take me all jam anyway. And then might add the occasional thing just to add a little more something or other. But just get started with the cake first, right? Have the cake first. That's something my father always used to say, that life is uncertain. Eat dessert first. So, so I'm going to, let's see if we're more or less set. That looks good. All right. And I've got my handy dandy color drawer in it, and I've also got some scrapbook papers. So the first thing I'm going to do is just look through for my key things, lights and darks, and like red. It's actually a pretty limited palette, isn't it? So so that should work well. And first thing in the box is some patterned red paper that looks like it would be a good candidate. So I'm just going to probably make like a red pile, a whites pile, and a darks pile. And that should do me. I do love me a simple palette. So,
AKA limited palette.
yes, thank you. Simple sounds wrong.
Well,
Limited. It is a simple.
it is simple, and
but
yet
it's also
not.
Yeah.
Simple isn't always easy.
Well put. So, how is everyone doing? Obviously, most of you are indoors today.
Most of you are probably at home.
Yeah, exactly.
Wherever home is.
That's right. Yeah.
So those are a couple of things you can figure out.
Yeah. And how do you guys enjoy? Do people have a preference? I tend to do a lot of word prompts, but then the occasional image prompt. And so let me know in the comments, and Kim can pass it along. If you have a preference one way, do you like a mix? Would you like to see more or less of one or the other? That would be useful to know. And let us know what you've been up to. And I see there are a lot of comments there, so I will have Kim get busy with passing them on in a minute.
Okay, Isabel is here. Greetings from the abyss. She says, so I've asked her, where's the abyss, Isabel? Because that's, yeah. Mark says she has to leave at 3 for physio, so that's a good reason.
Physio is a good reason. Very important, right?
Lots of progress being made.
Yes, exactly. Got to keep up with the physio.
Gerda says she was looking for collage papers online at an art store and couldn't find anything. Any ideas? Craft stores are better.
Yeah, craft stores like the
Michaels has a whole lot of
Michaels. You can probably have you looked for them on Walmart online?
I haven't looked online, but they do. Even in store, they have a limited selection.
Yeah.
So I'm sure online they would offer some.
Michaels and Walmart are good places to get, not necessarily this. I think this Recollections, is that one that I can't remember who carries
I have no idea.
Yeah, no recollection. But you can either get them in these pads of 12 by 12.
And they also
sometimes there are some that like this one.
That's a Walmart one there.
Yeah. And that's
cheap and
8.5 by 11, but some of them, some of them are like great, and some of them are kind of chintzy. But sometimes if you're going to be tearing it up and recontextualizing it, sometimes it doesn't matter. So like this one is basically just sort of a watercolory pattern, but repeated in different different patterns.
Active grounds.
Yeah, exactly. But in some nice juicy colors, right? Sometimes like really sort of deep. Sometimes you got like the yellow is a little more. No, the yellow isn't more activated. The orange is a little more active, but definitely worth looking for those. Anywhere else? Japanese Paper Place would probably have some interesting papers, but it's the kind of thing
they have gorgeous patterned paper, but they're not scrapbook papers per se, in that scrapbook papers are a more affordable
absolutely
kind of paper. Now there are inexpensive scrapbook papers and more expensive scrapbook papers, but they're never
they're not Japanese Paper Place expensive and fancy.
Some of the things we've gotten at Walmart are not acid free. They don't claim to be acid free, but at Michaels, all of their scrapbook papers are going to be acid free because they do the proper scrapbooking stuff. I just want to mention that Ricky.
Hey, Ricky
says hi from Philadelphia.
Hello, welcome back.
You could make it.
Yay! Yeah.
Yes, and Marie is here.
Hey, Marie.
Glad you could make it.
Yeah.
Your name got cut off, but I know it's you.
Yeah.
Sharon says, hi, Kim and Cal. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Happy to be here only for a wee bit. Her dog has to go to physio.
Oh, we
Poor
treat our
little
dogs
pooch.
well. Yeah, but
Poor
that's
little
sad. Yeah,
pooch.
that is a sad thing.
Well, hopefully it's good news.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
but-
Getting better.
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
More mobile. Marg says Michael's carries
Right.
the recollections.
Okay,
brands.
yeah,
Thank you, Marg.
I thought it was, but I wasn't
And
positive.
Rebecca echoed that.
Yeah.
See,
Rebecca.
we've got a good brain trust here.
Yes, thank goodness. Because sometimes ours aren't reliable.
Cherie has a comment on your question, which is that she finds image prompts tend to direct your imaginings, while word prompts open it up.
Yeah.
She likes a mix, actually.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds totally reasonable. Sometimes I like to have a visual starting point, but the one thing I noticed, I was a little rusty coming off the holidays. And I noticed when I was working with that image prompt, I was struggling to get beyond it. So I think if I had taken it a little further, gone back to my studio, I didn't have time because I was launching courses, but taking it back and said, okay, I'm being too treating the image too sacrosanctly. I got to mess with it more.
You got a whole course on that subject.
Teacher, heal thyself.
That's right. We've got
Exactly.
an active little comment.
All right. Hit me.
Jane mentions that Dollarama is great for collage stuff too. And actually, when there's a little lull in the comments, I'm going to go and get a couple of my small scrapbook papers from Dollarama, I think it was, just so you can show them, Cal,
Great.
on the screen.
Yeah.
Joy says, in the fog out here, lots of rain on the wet coast.
On the wet coast,
Nice.
yeah.
I'll get my cookbook out for color and flavorful pics. That's
Nice.
true. We have a vintage cookbook of my grandmother's.
Right, yeah.
That has horrible recipes. I don't know how people ate that stuff.
Oh, yeah,
my God.
jellied tongue and stuff like that.
I tried something from it in the 90s. I remember cooking
Oh, yeah?
a lamb thing, and it was revolting.
Oh,
and
no.
of course, that, silly me experimenting on guests, right? And it was people were very polite, but I wasn't. There, Marie managed to get her whole name in.
All right, yay.
And that's good. I'm so glad you got onto your YouTube account. We have someone named Dina Arampali. Do you recognize that name?
No, but welcome aboard,
Hi,
Dina.
Dina.
Yeah,
So
no,
glad you could come.
welcome aboard.
Yeah.
We love having new people along. So
Yeah, we love having our core community and newcomers are very welcome.
Welcoming new collagers, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Donna is here saying hello all.
Hello, Donna.
Great. You can
Yay.
make it, Donna.
Yeah.
Ann Lakoff is here. Hi,
Ann.
Kim and Cal. Great to be here with you on this creative afternoon.
Yes.
The creative energy is building. I can feel it.
It's just hearing all the names, 2 minutes before going live, I was super grumpy, and I'm just
Stressed.
stressed, exactly. And now I'm
Yeah, because
exactly.
you're with all your lovely people.
I'm where I need to be.
This is the thing. I mean, we created these events for creating creative community, and we benefit from it too.
Yeah, totally, we do.
Val says hi.
Hey, Val.
And Cherie says her artist friend Carol in Campbellville is watching for the first time.
Oh, cool. Yay.
Send her a shout out. I'm trying to recruit her, Cherie says.
And Carol, was that
Carol,
the name? Yeah.
yes.
Hi, Carol. Welcome aboard. I hope you can
nice.
keep joining us. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So nice you could come, Carol. Mira's here, late but here. I want to see what you cooked today, Val.
I am. So Mira, I am going to work with a what's it called, red velvet cake image, and so you might it's not within view, but I'm just gathering some reds, some sort of darkish browns and blacks, and a few whites and off whites to get cooking.
We've got lively comments.
All
Jane
right.
says she likes the mix of visual and words.
Right.
Breaks it
Okay.
up.
Yeah.
And
Good.
Gunta says she's tuning in for respite from the chaos. Well,
Oh, are
that's-
you had a whole bunch of stuff you were trying to do with your house, right, Gunta?
Yeah.
So
That's always hard on a person.
yeah. Oh, and you definitely need to take breaks from that because it's where you live, right? I mean, it really does interfere. And I understand you're taking a course with Fausta. So how's that going?
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
that's
No,
cool.
she's great. At least
I mean, we've never taken a course.
we haven't taken a
but
course
we're
with her,
friends
but
with
we're
her.
friends with her, and she's quite knowledgeable and incredibly creative.
Joy says she likes the word prompts, gets you thinking and imagining.
Right. Yeah. There's a little more leeway to which way you might take it. Right. So.
And Dina says she likes a mix of word
Okay,
and image
yeah,
prompts,
that's
please. So
Perfect. Great. Thank you.
definitely taking that on board. Gunta says the ceiling in her basement fell in. Oh dear.
Oh,
Sorry to hear that.
yeah.
Gunta.
That's
well,
awful.
just enjoy arting for a bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Even if you're just watching, just enjoy that.
Yeah. Just a little bit of chill will go a long way.
There are loads more comments, but what I thought you might want to do is spend a few minutes getting started.
Yep.
And then I will
Feed me comments. Okay.
okay.
Yep. That sounds
It's
very sensible.
wonderful how loud.
Oh no,
it
it's
is.
great. You guys are the best. So what I'm thinking I'm gonna do is work with the cake first, and then maybe as a sub-assembly, and then put it on the ground. Don't put your cake on the ground.
I live with this, folks.
Yeah, she's hardcore.
Yeah.
She's still married to me too. And what happens tomorrow, Kim?
What happens tomorrow?
We celebrate our what anniversary?
Oh my God, you're right.
I know it's tomorrow.
Sorry,
what
my brain
Yeah, you
is
tell me
just-
what number it is, and
Yeah,
30
it's our
31st, yes.
anniversary.
yeah. So
If you can believe it.
all right. Okay, I think we'll just start with this, and kind of like the way it sort of tapers down a little bit, so I'm going to do that, I think. All right, so maybe I'll start with establishing the width.
Kay says she likes a mix of words and images.
Great, thank you, Kay.
Marion Stevens is here.
Hey, Marion, welcome aboard.
She says, hi, all. Looking forward to hanging out with you again. I like image prompts, but I'm open to words too.
Right.
These will get my imagination going.
That is what they're designed for, so that's great. All right. It sort of breaks to the point a little below 2/3 down. No, a little below half before 2/3 ish. It doesn't matter super specific, but
Yeah.
it's sort of there.
In that ballpark.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sharon says, I felt that if I thought about the image too much, it would force my hand. So I kind of turned it into words. So words like hopeful and searching have inspired me today.
That's great. Yeah.
Lovely.
Very
open.
Very clever to sort of not get too locked into the words or an image, right?
Into the image.
Yeah, we had last week, or 2 weeks ago. And what do we do every other week, Kim?
We do the virtual studio party when I'm on camera.
And
where you're off screen.
And where can we find that?
That's on the Kim Lee Co channel. The one that I'm writing in the chat with.
Oh, good. Yeah.
So you can actually probably just click on my name and go to the channel. Joy writes, She remembers the jellied salads. Vintage. You're
Sorry.
very
Yeah,
vintage.
sorry.
It was very popular, I know, in Victorian times, doing jellied lots of things in the summertime because it is very cooling in the pre-air conditioning era, pre-electric fan era.
Yeah.
You had to be of a certain class to have someone standing there fanning you with lots of ostrich feathers, right? Or palm leaves. Olga's here.
Hey, Olga.
Shields.
Yay.
Hi, Cal.
Hey,
Glad
Olga.
I remembered to join you.
Yay.
I'd appreciate it if you could give me some suggestions of how I could use old photos to collage with.
Like actual photographs.
That's
Yeah,
obviously
yeah,
what she
yeah,
means.
yeah.
Yeah.
So my instinct would be to scan them and print them if possible, just photocopy them. Exactly.
Yeah.
Just so that it gives you, like, the photographic paper can be difficult to work with, to glue and so on, whereas if you can get it on sort of normalish paper that will be easier to cut and easier to glue.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that you can't do it. I've definitely seen people collage with actual photographs, but
gel would probably, because it's very much stiffer.
Yeah.
Gel might be a
better choice.
Glue for it.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind, as you layer it up, it gets lumpier and harder to accommodate.
Yeah, if you have two like photographs layered up over here, and then you're trying to put one over an edge or whatever, it makes it that much more difficult. And also you've got the size limitation, right? Like maybe you'll have 8x10s, but probably have a lot of those 4x6 or smaller, right? So it means that it's finicky, but if you can make it larger and then work that way, I would definitely recommend that.
Some people who work with photographs cut out portions of the photographs and then make relatively large collages of small pieces.
Of context, yeah.
And then the other option, which is a favorite of mine, Olga, is photo-based mixed media. So you can, if you have oil paint, you can paint directly onto or alcohol inks, directly onto the photo print. And you can scrape it and sand it and collage things onto it as opposed to collaging with it. So those are things you can consider. Sharon says, Cal, grumpy? Shocking. I don't believe it. It happens.
Oh, trust me, it happens.
He tries not to make it happen too much, but
I am a Pisces, and so I am as prone to any other person, maybe more.
You're an emotional fish, is what you're trying to say there. Right. Just to complete that first thought. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Gianna or Gina. I'm not sure whether it's Gianna or Gina. So please correct me or point me in the right direction. She writes, I'm new too, but I have been catching up on previous studio and collage videos. Awesome.
That's great. Yeah, welcome aboard.
Great.
I hope you're enjoying it. We like that we can offer you the recordings because, you can't always make it, but you can always go back and watch them or watch them at another time.
Yeah.
And
whenever you feel like having a bit of studio
a little company. Yeah, exactly.
Creative company. So she goes on to say, love them. So nice to have some company in these times.
Yes. And that
was our intention.
These were born of shortly after COVID for that exact reason. Yeah, like in March last year.
I think we did it within the first virtual studio party was less than 10 days after the first lockdown.
And when Kim did hers, I thought I should do one too.
Yeah, so for a while we were doing 2 events a week, and that was exhausting.
Getting quite tired.
Yeah. But
I mean, we were loving doing it, but
they were challenging times. So we wanted
exactly.
So much good So much good commenting here. I just gotta
Yay.
find my spot here.
Yeah. Work your way
Dina.
back up to the.
Gina writes, "Thank you. I took Cal's workshop last Saturday." There you go.
Okay,
that's
right,
how
right.
she
Yes.
knows you.
I actually had the presence of mind, which I often don't, to invite people from the workshop to our events. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
So
welcome aboard.
Yeah.
Doubly glad to have
delighted
you. Yeah.
that you could make it. She writes, "I liked it so much and decided to make jam together." The pun had me momentarily confused. Thanks for the invite. Oh, so good you could be here.
You'll have to forgive Kim. She's very tired. She's her godmother is having a health crisis, and that's why we were in. I hope that's not telling too much. Just in Peterborough, so she's been very emotionally.
Well, I've been compartmentalizing, but it is a bit overwhelming.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
have to say, because there are other things going on too.
Yeah,
but
of course. So
it's just a tough time. Life. Stuff goes on despite COVID. COVID isn't the only thing going on, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Gunta says she's only had one class with Fausta, but liked her very much.
Good.
Glad to hear
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Have to get Fausta to one of these events.
Yeah. Now she is a very busy.
I know she's busy.
Yeah. She's always swamped.
So are we.
Yeah.
We make it.
And I'm sure if she does a photography, surreal still life event online, that she makes it to that too, right?
Yeah,
So? I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Judith Nugent. Finally, I'm able to say hi. It wouldn't let me before. I was asked to create a YouTube channel. Weird. Yeah. So it's weird. I know you probably don't want a channel, but that's just their way of you having an account.
Right.
And only people who have an account. Now you can do it with just having a Google account. So if you had a Gmail, for example, you could sign in using that. And that's anyone who's watching, listening right now, who isn't able to participate in the chat. That's a way you can do it. If you set up a Gmail account, which is a Google account, you don't have to use it for email at all. But that will allow you to sign in to YouTube, because Google owns YouTube. So there you go. So glad you brought that up. And Judith, I'm so glad you're finally able to be on the chat.
Yay,
That's
yeah.
awesome. If I'm not mistaken, I've seen you go by Judy, but maybe I'm mistaken. So I'm just going to call you Judith, because I know it could be annoying when people use short forms and you don't actually use them. Sharon writes, child, bride, and groom. Oh, us.
we'll pay you your we'll pay you afterwards.
I wish we'd had phone cameras back in those days, because we have so few photographs, really. We have been. Some people were really great about documenting, and we weren't thinking about documenting. It just
that was always sort of a parental or role.
Except that my parents were really bad at it. So I have and my parents weren't great either. My grandmother was good at it. Yes, my grandmother was really good at it. Yeah, I remember that. That's why I gave her a camera for Christmas one year, because I knew she'd really enjoy it. Joy writes, food is the flavor of the day. Food feeds our soul. Yeah, well, multimedia food, especially. Yeah. So, something that people ask me when I'm teaching collage is, I think it came up on the weekend workshop with Burlington Fine Arts, is, should you tear or should you cut? And I said, well, it depends. And because it always does. That'll make Jane laugh. Jane? Right, Jane? It depends. Yep.
I say that so much. Jane had a T-shirt made for me that says "It depends." I didn't know I'd be launching into this.
Yep,
Otherwise, I'd
would have been a good
worn
day
it.
to wear it.
Live and learn. But so I'm doing cake, right? And it's very geometric, but the edges are a little rough because it's cake, right? So that's a perfect example of where a tear is better, right? Because it gives it that slight irregularity, or more than slight irregularity. I'm also thinking that the white stripes of the icing in the cake would also be good to, when you tear paper, you have the white show up. I might try and use that.
Like you have on that polka dot paper.
Yeah, like that, but try and control it a little more. We'll see. I haven't got that far yet. Or I might collage it. I'm not sure yet. But anyway, there's a good time for tearing.
There is.
It's never a bad time for
Just
tearing.
going to back up the camera a little bit more so
Sure.
people can see your head a little bit better.
Well, I'm not sure they need to. But we can do that.
Okay. Judith says, happy anniversary and Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Joy says, congrats. I'm sure you'll cook up something special.
Yes, I guess I better, eh? Yeah.
Marion writes, Kim, you were sick last time. You sound good now. You hope you recovered quickly. It's good to have you back. Aw, that's so sweet, Marion. Thank you very much. I am feeling better, and yeah, things are good. Olga writes, congrats on your anniversary. Thank you, Olga.
Yeah, thank you.
Kay says, wow, happy anniversary. You must have been babies when you met.
That's our story, and we're sticking with it.
We were baby adults. How about that? Annie says, congrats, you two. We also celebrated our 31st a couple of weeks ago. That's so cool.
Congrats. Yeah.
Rebecca writes that she likes word prompts, but some images are nice too.
Great. Thank you. It's good to know. It's sort of informal research, but it's really helpful.
Yeah. Annie says she prefers word prompts. They're easier. Donna says, I also like word prompts. Cherie writes, the contemporary symbolic gift associated with the 31st anniversary is a timepiece.
Oh.
And the traditional gem gift is ebony. Ooh, I like
ebony is kind of fun. Yeah.
Clocks and watches it makes me think of old-timey clocks and watches.
Especially now, right?
I always check my phone and use my phone as an alarm.
Yeah. But there was a time when we were younger, when timepieces were still the leading edge tech.
Yeah.
But not so much anymore.
Mark is chiming into the using photos in collage that Olga was asking about, saying that they can make great transfers if you copy them and then do a transfer.
Yes, yeah.
From them. They certainly can.
Yeah, image transfers, which
I do love a good image transfer, as many of you know.
Darling wife has taught many a time. Do you have any image transfer teachings online in mind for the future, or are you unsure about that at this point?
I'm considering teaching image transfers in the spring. I'm just I'm pausing while I see how things develop with my godmother.
Obviously, yes.
In the next week or two before I determine
make any commitments to yeah.
But anybody wants to chime in on what they would like me to offer in the spring term, please feel free, or visit my website, see what I have offered in the past, and then email me or contact me. I'm always open to suggestions. Many courses have been prompted by suggestions. So, where are we? Jane writes, for today's prompt, the chat's really lively.
Yeah,
I'm way behind here. So. For today's prompt, I took anything but food and put together several different meals, including dessert, that look good enough to eat. We'll post after this jam. So
I love
Jane's
that.
probably got like 6 collages done already.
Yep. That sounds like our Jane.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing them, Jane. Anne writes, what I love about the image prompts is to see the hundreds of different directions people take them to. Yes, it's that repeat and vary idea. There's this thing in common, but the huge variety is wonderful, isn't it?
And there is something about when it's a word prompt, you don't necessarily see, because it's kind of the best thing about the word prompts is how more open-ended they can be. You can take them in many different ways, but with the image ones, you definitely see the like, oh yeah, okay, there's a little tiny, oh, it's been cut in half and flipped around, or oh, you use that part but not that part. So
well, and also just context, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Hugely different uses of it.
Yeah.
She writes, so much variety. This also happens with the word prompts, but differently, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so Olga says, gee, thank you, Kim and Kal, with your tips using photos. You're very welcome.
You're very welcome. Of course, that's one of the things we like to be able to do in this context, right? So
Rebecca writes, happy anniversary. Our
Right, thank you.
21st dating at Rebecca and Kirk's
Yeah.
21st dating anniversary is in a couple of weeks. Wedding anniversary in September. Well, so our anniversaries aren't even that far apart, eh?
Yeah.
You guys, you're like 10 years apart. It's so funny.
Yeah.
We have a couple twin.
That's right.
Younger couple twin. Gianna. Okay, so that's how you pronounce it. That's lovely. Yes, like Vienna. I was thinking it was like Sienna. That's probably that's how it occurred to me, but Vienna's a good example. Good to know.
I'll take either one at this point, right?
Yeah.
Just give me the plane ticket. I'm off. I'm on my way, right?
Yeah, me too. Oh man. Can we just once the pandemic's behind us, can we just go traveling for 3 years now?
Yes.
I think that would be really
That would be amazing.
And we could do these parties from all over the place.
We could.
That would be fun.
So I think it was in the December. I'm losing my words. The December jam, we talked about the idea of having a meetup once COVID was over, a virtual collage party lunch together. So yeah, we'll start with that, and then we'll take it on the road,
field trip.
We'll take it to somewhere much more exotic.
Tuscany or even Charlevoix in Quebec.
That sounds good.
Right?
Yep.
Philippa's here.
Yay! Hello, Philippa.
So she's glad she's arrived. And Judith is Judy. Okay. Judy. I thought it was Judy, but people can be uncomfortable with the short form, so I'm really glad to know.
Just good to double check, right?
Yeah.
Can't hurt.
Yeah. Ricky says, last year I signed up thinking one time only. I've not missed a session yet. Oh. Ricky.
Trooper.
Aww.
And really.
That's so touching.
Yeah, it is. It really is. So
she
bless
says,
you.
Kal and Kim are what I look forward to, the banter and the learnings. Wow.
How lucky are we, Kim?
Oh, blessed. Really. Shane writes, so you can see how far behind I am with the chat. Writes, yes, it depends.
All right, I'm going to stop talking so you can get caught up.
No, don't stop.
No, and
You
it's
go
it's all
for
and it's
your-
also fine to be behind too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because there's
Just-
going to be a pause
yeah.
while people work on things. So, Peggy Ann is here.
Yay.
And hi, Kal and Kim, just logging in late. What is the theme today, Kal?
So the theme is good enough to eat. So you guys are taking it in lots of interesting ways. I'm taking it relatively literally. Well, quite literally. I'm going with cake.
Cake is beyond good enough
yeah,
to me.
exactly. So I just took a picture of off the internet of some red velvet cake, and I'm using that as my reference. And I'm using a bunch of different collage materials. In fact, I'll get a couple of more things glued down, and then I'll show you how far I've got so far and how I'm working on it. But it's
shaping up nicely.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's working okay.
Rebecca writes, we keep noticing all these parallels.
Yes.
As in being
yeah.
couple twins. We certainly do. It's remarkable. It's kind of fun.
It is fun.
Val writes, congratulations on your anniversary. Planning a special dinner?
That is a good idea.
Planning is the word that's lacking
Yeah.
in this.
We both have trouble planning.
Because we're so busy planning things like our classes and the events and now some family stuff.
Yeah. And so the first thought that I had that came to mind was, okay, well, it's a Tuesday night, so maybe what we should do is put it off to the weekend. And then I realized weekend we could well be
back in Peterborough
for Kim's godmom. So I might just have to bite the bullet and plan a little something for a Tuesday. So I'm going to show you where I'm at so far. Let's get a white background so you can see it a little better. And one of the things I love about collage is that you can sort of break it down. And so I haven't worried about the icing at all yet. I've just been, I sort of made a piece that is the overall shape of the piece of cake. And I've just been adding sort of some different textures of lighter red and then some darker reds on the other side. And so then I think probably the next thing is I will start addressing the icing. So.
I love it already. I love the way all the reds are. Great. Sharon writes, I'm using the wrong prompt, LOL. Image of girl looking up at sky. It's perfect. So happy accident.
Yeah, that was the last from a couple of weeks ago, but why not use it?
Go ahead.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Exactly.
We'll see your take on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Jane has an excellent suggestion. She says, splurge on your anniversary and order a nice meal in.
That is a good suggestion. Because
and then that means you get the dinner cooking off.
One thing I will say for COVID is it has definitely meant we've been eating much better and healthier because we've eaten out
all home cooked
very, very few times since, like, ordered in other words, or well, in the summer I got a few things out of shops when the lockdown was less.
Mostly we've tried to focus on our friend Rick, who's a sushi chef, owns a restaurant.
Yeah,
really good sushi restaurant in Mississauga. So we have ordered takeout from him.
And Annie is a fan of Masamune, right?
It's not Masamune, it's Daiichi.
Right. Yeah. See,
the place he first worked at was Masamune.
I need a little more sweetening. I'm getting. Okay.
That's all right. You're also thinking about your collage.
Yeah. Well, bless you for saying that. All right.
Pardon my chewing if you can hear that.
I'm sure it's fine.
I'm having some homemade chia pudding.
So lots of the scrapbook papers don't, but we have one pad that we bought relatively recently that has different patterns on each side. So that's kind of fun. And the one I'm working with right now has the camera might not even pick it up, but we'll see. A very subtle pattern and another very subtle pattern in the same sort of color. And it's just that slightly off-white buttercream effect, which is actually perfect for the icing.
Yeah, that is perfect.
Because the icing on the side that's getting the most light is blasted out to white. So I'll use something more white on that. But on the top, I will definitely use this. I think it's going to be the right thing.
Olga wants to know, is that waxed or parchment paper you are working on while gluing the pieces? It's nothing that fancy.
Yeah, you know what this is? This is just printer paper.
Office copy
paper, exactly. And I just use this as a gluing sheet. So if say I need to glue this piece, I'll flip it over and I'll use this as to run my glue stick off of. And then that means I can get the glue right out to the edge and then just peel it up, stick it wherever it is. But I'm using it just right now to just see the edge of my piece of cake better.
You could also use newsprint.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Anything that's scrap. Newsprint, I don't know whether the glue stick would pick up the ink from it. It might.
I don't mean printed newspaper.
Oh yeah, newspaper. Yeah.
Blank newsprint.
Yeah, It's funny, isn't it? I was just thinking newspaper rather than newsprint. But no, we call the paper that isn't printed newsprint, and we call the newspaper
that has printing on it.
So
newspaper.
No wonder people who are learning English despair of us, right?
Yeah.
There was a French Canadian guy at OCAD when I was there, and he said English is just so. He said, in English, you drive on a parkway and park on a driveway. And I just said that sums it up right there.
Yeah, that's a great example. Mark suggests ordering in and supporting the locals.
Yes, that is good advice.
That's why we're trying to support our friend, because he's our friend and he owns this restaurant, and we know what it's like to own a small business, and we don't know what it's like to own a small business that's a storefront in the midst of a pandemic, but we feel the pain. Cherie writes, and no calories.
Yeah, that's right. Well, and in fact, one of the great things about this cake that I'm making.
Yeah. It's the most dietetic red velvet cake going.
Ever found, exactly.
Donna comments, yikes, I changed it to food for thought. COVID brain. Right? Were you working on the woman pointing up originally, Donna? You're not alone, obviously, so don't worry. Rebecca says she's still working on the last prompt too. That's funny. Well, hey,
yeah,
more the merrier.
You know what? If it's still working for you, why stop early? Right?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe half the people are, because Marion says she is too.
Is it something I said? Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, Joy asks, "Are you going to add cake crumbs, Cal?"
Well, no. No is the short answer.
He's a neat freak, so he hates the. Now, a very specific neat freak, but.
Yeah, so messy. Some people would say, "I've seen your house. You're not a neat freak," and so yes, very context dependent.
That's right. Susan Abbott says, "Hi, my connection is terrible today, but here for the cake." Awesome.
Excellent.
So glad you made it, Susan.
Yeah.
We get it about terrible connections. Cal was having a lot of trouble this morning with his class because for some reason, the internet and he were not having a good time of it.
No, and Annie was in my class this morning. She can attest that they spent a lot of time waiting for me to find my way back.
On.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I hope I don't have that tomorrow, but we'll see. Where are we here? Annie writes, love it. It's pretty cool. Kay says, I love chia pudding with coconut milk.
Ah, yes.
I make mine with soy milk because I react to coconut milk, but coconut milk would be fabulous because it's thicker and creamier.
It's very creamy, yeah.
Yeah, so if you can have coconut milk, that would be a good idea. Sharon says, we scoff at the rules.
That's right.
Since when have artists been good at abiding by rules?
Oh, exactly.
Right?
And it's overrated anyway, so.
Yeah. Paying attention to the COVID rules is a good thing, though. That is a place where it's really appropriate. Peggy writes, how about a cake fork? That's a nice idea.
Yeah, absolutely.
Forks are such lovely shapes, too.
They are.
Jane says, I think this jam has decided your anniversary dinner will be sushi from your friend Rick. Enjoy your day tomorrow, guys. It will be warmer outside, so definitely a hike in order. There's a concept. Wow.
That's a pretty nice
idea.
Concept. Yeah.
Annie says, wasn't too bad. Now, I'm not sure.
Oh, she's referring
the morning
to this
class.
morning's class. Well,
that's
bless you.
kind of you to say,
Yeah.
Annie.
Yeah, it really is kind of her to say.
Ease Cal's mind a little bit. Sharon writes, have you tried oat milk, Kim? It's gluten-free. Well, some are. I'm not able to eat oats, Sharon, sadly. Yeah. That's that meat and grains thing. I've actually, I cheat sometimes, but I've gone off, pretty much gone off starchy carbohydrates. So, and I'm doing better because of it, which is a good thing since, these are challenging times and I need all the resources I can have. For those of you who don't know, I have a lot of foods I can't eat. So, and Sharon shares that problem. So she shares her discoveries with me sometimes, which is really nice.
All part and parcel of being the community.
Yep. I do like chia pudding.
You sound so surprised.
It was so nice.
I don't find it surprising at all.
Now things are quieter. I think people are working away on their collages. So I'll go and get those little scrapbook paper pads I said that I would get.
Okay. Yeah.
Good, resources are always great to share.
Yep. Right now I'm working on the sort of light side of my icing using some white paper, pure white, but it's a subtle difference between that and the top of the cake, but I think it's showing up. And as we go down the cake, I think it gets a little less white. So maybe use one of these for the halfway down stripe. It's not that wide, so I'll make sure I get it too wide.
Thanks very much, everybody who has hit the like button underneath the video. Anyone else enjoying this? If you don't mind hitting the like button, that would be awesome. Once you have a Google account and have signed into YouTube, you're able to subscribe to channels. That's one of the benefits, and so it's also an opportunity to subscribe to Kal's channel.
Always got the angle, which is great.
What happens, you'll get notifications about new videos if you subscribe and hit the bell. The bell is actually the notifications symbol. I don't know why it's got two parts, but there you go. And what happens too is that it helps spread the word on YouTube. Just a, it's a very small channel. Both of us have very small channels, but the world is ruled by algorithms now, and it tells the algorithm that this is something that people on YouTube are finding of interest. And Kal puts keywords when he uploads the Virtual Collage Jam, and so other people who look for those keywords or watch videos using those keywords will get it recommended to them.
And Kal does all of these things because Kim knows that he should, so she tells him, so he does it. So many times people think, oh, I'll ask Kal, he'll know, and it's like, no, Kal knows because he's married to Kim. At least if it's...
Thanks so much, everybody. You've gotten 20 likes already
Wow.
on the video. That's
very
lovely.
Much thank you.
Yeah. Awesome.
I've been spending all this time carefully ripping a stripe of icing, and then I realized it's in the wrong color. Oh well.
You can always add a little highlight of pure white if that's what you're meaning.
It actually needs to be a...
Oh, it needs to be that.
More of a taupey color. So we'll just get on another tear. Should be reasonably straight, this one, so I'll try tearing it against the edge of the table. That's good.
And that worked out well?
That worked out really well.
Excellent. I mean, you can use the edge of a metal ruler. That's the straightest.
Yeah, well, it is the straightest
it's tough
tear.
When it's skinny.
I know
thick.
that's the trick. This paper isn't that thick, but it is a thin stripe. So I might
just fold it and
pre-crease it. Yeah.
Do you want a bone folder to make it a really good crease?
It's a difficult mix because I want it to be as irregular as I can. You know what? It might end up being in pieces because of that. But
it might, but that's fine.
Yeah. That's all right. It's all just icing on the cake.
Oh, thanks, Donna. She wrote, happy to do it. Like your video.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Kal, he likes to get these very precise little things into every collage.
Oh, hush.
Good.
It's
one of the
true.
Things that is pleasurable about your work. Precise details.
Yeah. It is my nature.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. Mark says, I posted on the collage site that I have 30 plus Canadian gardening magazines that I was given.
Ooh.
They are Canadian gardening from the 90s onward.
Wow.
Great florals and gardens and garden maps, etc. So yes, if you're in the west end of Toronto, Mississauga, Oakville, and you're interested in picking up some of those magazines, because I know Marg, I'm assuming Marg is saying that because she wants to share the wealth.
Yeah.
Just say so in the chat here, and I can maybe put you in touch with each other. If I or Cal don't have your email address though, then you'll need to contact us on, well, via the Facebook group is one option, right?
Yeah, and that's where Mark, I think, meant she
Oh,
put
you
it.
mentioned it there, Mark?
I think that's where what she was meaning. She put it on the Facebook group.
Oh, good.
I
Right.
think.
Okay. So yeah. So
yeah, and
post there.
You can use direct messages to.
Yeah, direct messages on Facebook or Facebook Messenger. And Donna writes, I wonder why we always have so many art supplies, but never the one we need without unearthing it all.
It's true.
Then you find it is right under your nose. That is the classic.
Yep.
Cherie asks, got any velour paper for the velvet cake? Oh, I like your thinking, Cherie. Or maybe a scratch and sniff.
Oh, that's really
need to
nice.
Keep that away from me. Even the thought of a scratch and sniff is making me salivate. That's how suggestible.
So look at that. We're an hour in and I've just got out my knife. And not even to cut, just to lift something, lift a piece of collage off.
Impressive, Cal.
I tell you. Who says that you can't teach an old dog new tricks?
And when there's a good point for a little pause, then you can hold up these pads I've brought.
Okay. Well, let me just get this strip of icing on.
Ricky has a suggestion for me. She says, have you tried Good Karma flax milk? It's delicious and quite smooth and rich. I will look for it.
Yeah,
Ricky.
that's not one I've heard of, I have to say.
See if it's available in Canada, or another version of flax milk is available in Canada.
Yeah, that's
because sometimes, even if I don't switch over 100%, it's just nice to have a little variety sometimes, because there are differences.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to pass your scrapbook?
Yeah.
So
these three, which actually are nice 3 different collections, were from Dollarama.
All right. So you can see they're all in the sort of same line called Crafto. But one that has sort of really naturals, wood grains kind of thing. Yeah.
Just for a little. Oh, sorry.
Oh, okay. They're sort of the same one for a while, and then it's then the dark one, and the tan one. Okay. So several pages of each. This one has sort of marbled paper-like and sort of somewhat muted colors.
The red looks pretty nice.
Yeah, the red's pretty strong. The other ones are sort of more knocked back. And sort of patterns.
The pattern one is better than I would have thought for a Dollarama kind of thing.
Yeah. So let's see on it. There we go. And so these are smaller pieces, but certainly plenty fine. Whoops. Get the last one now. What's the last one? Okay. And
this, I can't remember if I got that at Walmart or at Michael's.
Color block. It looks like it might have been.
Isn't it?
Color block. Yeah.
It's a book.
Oh, book. Okay. All right. So sometimes really quite zingy, sometimes really understated. There's the one that's just got a very subtle dot pattern. So definitely worth a look for stuff like this. And it usually changes. Like we rarely find the same one twice.
Joy asks, how about a chocolate mousse?
It sounds like a joy to me.
Didn't you make a chocolate mousse for the very first fancy dinner that you made? It was my birthday.
Yeah.
Our first my birthday together.
Yeah.
You made a really fancy meal, including chocolate mousse.
I did.
In elegant dessert dishes that I'm not sure we've used since.
No, I bought them for the occasion. As one does when one doesn't have anything like that.
Maybe we should use them tomorrow night.
Oh, it's sort of, that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah. Just to sort of.
All right. I need to look in this drawer for some ice cream shade colors. Ooh, that's kind of fun. Might be too strong, but
It's a great color.
it is a great color.
This red.
Yeah, that one might be better. We'll see. We'll see. That's good. Rifle through my yellows drawer.
It's so great that you have those rainbow drawers.
It is.
Organize
It
your
really
papers.
is. You
Yeah.
know, Cal's very happy
Made for
about
you.
that. Yeah.
I just have to fix that one caster.
Yeah. See if it tears very well in this direction. Looks like it does. That's good.
Maybe in a few minutes you could hold it up again. Or...
Absolutely.
Good.
Yeah. This one might be too strong a color, but we'll see. One of the great things about collage, one of the many great things about collage,
There's so much to love.
there is. I know I sound like a broken record on that, but
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
reinforcing it.
Yeah. Is that you can lay things down and see what you think, and then decide whether it's more or less what you want or not. What?
Cherie.
Yeah, yeah.
Your collage would make a perfect Valentine. You're the icing on my cake. The written part.
Yep,
It would
yep.
sell like hotcakes. Cherie, you're awesome. That's great. I love it. So stay tuned for the card line, Asian cards from Kal Honey. Coming soon to his online store. All of you know that Kal now has an actual online store, I hope, with actual e-commerce. We got his up. We haven't got mine up, but to be found on his website.
Yeah. So if you're looking for one of those art signs, that's where you can get it.
Yeah, and
Eventually
more
there will
things
be other
than his
things.
signs.
Exactly.
Including potentially cards.
Yeah, that's
Nothing. Kal does fantastic Christmas cards. I mean, he's been doing, when we had our design business, Eye to Eye Design, he started doing collage Christmas cards for us.
That was probably the first sort of adult collage I did.
Yeah, post college, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, in fact, I located some of our old.
In fact, those of you
Cards.
guys probably saw online my my collage, or you might have anyway, on Facebook or on Instagram, a simple collage that I did. And in fact, that's a one I did in like around 2000, I think.
Yeah, green and red with and white with the staple.
With the staples and the yeah. So
yeah. Cherie says, "Do it."
Duly noted.
Joy writes, "Great paper ideas from the dollar store. Thank you for the suggestion."
Yeah, you're very welcome.
So many possibilities. There really are.
Yeah. Now, dollar stores are notorious for being very variable.
Yeah.
So
they'll have them and then they won't have them.
They'll have them and they won't have them, or your dollar store will have different things than her dollar store, than his dollar store.
Yes. In fact, I think it was Jane that got me on to the fact that some of the Dollaramas have more and better art stuff than others.
Yes.
But they go in and out of stock.
Yeah.
Dollar Tree can be a really good one for arts and crafts. We have another one. I can't remember if it's still called Everything for $1 or if it's changed its name. I have a feeling it's changed its name. That has a good craft section for various things. It's where I got a whole lot of small wire cutters and needle nose pliers for doing wire work with my students. Wire drawings and things.
Yeah, you had them doing like contour drawings in wire, right?
Yeah,
among other things.
Wire portraits was a particularly
Rich
fun
vein.
class. I remember Mira was in that. Mark was in that, I believe. That's some years ago, but I did it again. I did something like it again later on. Joy writes, "Did Cal know he was making a cake for your anniversary?"
That would have been great if I had planned that, but
yeah.
But no.
Maybe we could bake a cake together.
That would be lovely, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that idea a lot. So.
Just one more of those to do?
Yeah, I will. While I'm working on that, I'll pause and show you where it's at right now.
A little piece of something.
I think it's just an errant piece. Yeah.
Okay.
But Kim is right to have me point out or show where it's at right now. So that's where we are so far. Still working, obviously, but.
Cutting. Oh yeah. It was hard for everybody to see the patterns on the icing at the top. Can you just hold it up and angle it somewhat? Pause a moment so that my feed catches up. Yeah, angle it like this away from or towards the window just so people can see better. Yeah, more upright. That's better. There. Get a glimpse of it. It's still a little hard to see, but at least at least I stand a chance of seeing it because those subtleties really matter in something like this, right?
Yeah.
What a big chat section we have this time.
Oh, it's great.
It's lovely.
I'm losing my reference under collage materials.
Good sign.
Yep.
I kind of like the pile of scraps and cutoffs to your left.
Yes.
With the yellows and the reds. It's lovely. Gunter writes, Cal, it is looking wonderful.
Oh,
Thanks,
thank you.
everyone, for the refreshing visit. Calmed my soul and raised my spirits. Stay
Oh,
well.
yay.
So glad to hear that,
Yeah.
Gunter.
Thanks for joining us.
Best wishes for your ceiling situation.
Yes.
Yeah. Refreshed, you can tackle a lot more, right?
Yeah.
So
We have learned the hard way that to sort of recognize when we're done and to sort of step away, usually anyway.
yeah,
it's still
that's
working.
why it's good that there are two of us.
Yeah, we learn faster because
otherwise we'd be terrible at it.
But it is amazing how stepping away and having a short break will change how everything appears.
This is something that you can speak to, Cal.
Okay.
Susan
Hopefully.
Abbott writes, it said collage was invented in 1912 by either Picasso or Braque.
Yeah, and that Wikipedia entry was written by Braque or Picasso.
It was written. There's a big bias towards male
authorship.
inventors in Wikipedia, and tell us something about the women involved in, and when were they?
Yeah, so I know a couple of you guys are from my Burlington workshop on Saturday, and I showed a few collage artists who were working well ahead of those guys.
In 18,
like Mary Delaney, who did she did beautiful botanically accurate illustrations using watercolor paper that she had painted, or I think thinner paper than that, but she had painted it with watercolors and then cut the pieces and made these exquisite little, like, very accurate. Look her up, Mary Delaney, in the late 1700s. And
18th century.
Yeah, and so she started when she was 70. Like she had painted with watercolor, but then she started doing what she called paper mosaics back then, and they're exquisite. They're really remarkable. And I also have a bunch of collages by Victorian aristocratic women who were playing with collage. And I don't say that playing as to play it down, like I'm playing with collage, like yeah. In the 1850s and 60s, they'd do a watercolor bit and then they'd cut out a photograph and put that in, and yeah, so it goes back further than the art historians and curators would have you think. It is true that collage was sort of here and there and then started to really skyrocket in the 20th century, because you need to have access to cheap printed materials if you're an artist. Now Mary Delaney, she painted them, right? But now, like, being able to have like magazine stuff or newspaper stuff that you can cut out and collage with.
And that's really what the Cubists did.
Yeah, yeah.
Braque and Picasso, they collaged with pre-printed materials.
Yes, exactly.
And that was an innovation.
Yeah.
And as did the Dadaists.
Yes,
right?
Yeah. Shortly after them.
Yeah.
And I love what they did too, but it is true that there's definitely a bias.
The women get skipped over.
Yes.
But not when Cal has anything to say about it. So Marion writes, there is a beautiful book of Mary Delaney's work. I think it's available at the public library. I think it's called The Paper Garden or something like that. Great, Marion.
Yes, I don't remember the title exactly, but I do know that there's a great book, and I've heard that it's a great read and quite beautiful. So
Jane follows up with further details. The book Paper Garden by Molly Peacock tells the story of Mary Delaney. Mary started in 1772. That's amazing.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And as an older woman too, which is, we're now finding through brain science, it's an age of increased creativity in the brain. So it, you know, in one sense, it's surprising that it was invented by her at that late age. On the other hand, it's not at all
It
surprising.
actually makes
now
perfect
that we
sense.
know
Yeah.
what we know. It does speak well, though, to her mental flexibility.
Doesn't it?
Some people can get very rigid as they get older, but other people actually seem to open up to the world, which is lovely.
And obviously, if your economic situation, like she was aristocratic, so she had means and time to pursue it, right? If you're working like a dog all your life, then you're afforded less opportunity to pursue such things.
Yeah, and being of that class, she would have had at least a small number of servants looking after the gritty parts of life, right?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, good. Look at all these comments. Susan writes, curious to hear more. I read that in New York Times a couple of days ago. See link above. Yeah, so, it gets perpetuated, and it's true that they innovated, but they shouldn't refer to it as inventing, because they didn't invent the form.
Something that a phrase I'm very fond of is that we stand on the shoulders of those who have gone before us. And,
men haven't always been anxious to stand on the shoulders of women.
No. Step on their toes, maybe, but not stand on their shoulders. Yeah.
And Ricky has a great question. She asks if that's gendered, as in more women than men become creative. My understanding, become creative as they get older.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
science.
that I don't. Yeah, no, that I don't know.
From what my memories of what I read, it wasn't gendered, but I didn't read a book that went in depth about it, so I can't say that that's definitive at all. So Jane writes, I have the book if anyone wants to borrow. I'm in the West End, Bloor Street, between Windermere and Runnymede.
Oh, bless you, Jane.
I love that neighborhood, by the way. That's just lovely. And wow, what a lovely offer, Jane. So anybody who's interested can connect with Jane. Rebecca says her great-grandmother started painting in her 70s. Yeah, exactly. That's a beautiful thing, isn't it? Rebecca says, or they don't want to admit that they're standing on women's shoulders. That's right.
Yeah. No,
that's more accurate.
Yeah. Sadly.
Annie says maybe women have more free time for themselves in later years. That is there's absolutely a connection there, Annie, that we can speak to anecdotally in our courses. We have an occasional woman who has children at home that they're still raising. Mostly, overwhelmingly though, it's not until they're empty nesters that they tend. Now, empty nesting is, people have 30-year-old children now living at home for very good reasons. I mean, just the state of the world.
Cost of housing
but yeah, very often empty nesters or equivalent, and suddenly they're heading off to do, take the pottery class and learn calligraphy and painting and drawing and so on. Cherie said, best bookstore in that hood, Jane. So which one is that, Cherie?
Oh, she might mean best bookstores, and maybe it was just meant to be a plural, because there are definitely good bookstores.
Okay.
Yeah.
because I'm anxious to connect with good independent bookstores that are relatively local. Jane says, no, we don't have more time. We can multitask better than men. Well, my observation is that once there isn't active child rearing involved, a lot more art happens for most women, not all, but and whatever form that takes. I remember, for example, there was a woman I was acquainted with. Well, actually, I was acquainted with her husband, but she went year after year to Halliburton to make a violin with a luthier there. And I don't know how many years it took, 5 years, 7 years. It took quite a long time. She made a beautiful violin. And once that was made, she enrolled in violin lessons. I thought, what a beautiful, unexpected way to come at that. Jane says, yes, Book City is the bookstore. Oh, yeah, we had a Book City. Well, when I lived in the annex, there was a Book City there. And when we lived in the beaches, there was a Book City there. That was a great small chain, right? Cherie says, that's the one. Yeah. Thanks for reminding me of that, both of you. Getting the shadows in now.
I am playing a little bit with the shadow, yeah.
The shadow icing is looking quite good.
Why, thank you.
Maybe you could get another piece in and then hold it up for a little progress.
I will indeed. I just want to address that one little thing that I'm working with.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Joy says, so we can look forward to a great creative future ahead of us. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you're on the right track, right? Because the more you do, the more your creativity grows. It's kind of like the more you spend, actually, the more you have. In the case of creativity and love are like that, right?
Yeah. There's a beautiful thing. All right.
Cherie writes, have you seen the video, The Red Violin? The story follows a violin through the centuries and the music. The soundtrack is as good as the video. Great recommendation, Cherie. And here we go.
So there's the cake so far. It's falling over the cake. Yeah. There we go. Yeah.
It looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Peggy writes, wow.
I had, no, I was going to say I had students doing something, but it occurs to me we never got to it. But what the exercise was to do, to work looking through your phone, to paint looking through your phone so that you didn't actually look at what you're doing. You had to look through your phone. And when I look at this on the screen, I see it better because I see it differently than I see it here. I see it smaller. I see the values better. And so that's kind of what looking through the phone does. If you're despairing, oh, this work looks terrible or whatever, take a picture of it and look at that, because you'll see it not in all the minutiae. You'll sort of get the big picture smaller, and you'll go like, oh, that's like actually not so bad.
Yeah, it's like seeing it, hanging it on a wall, gallery-like, and then you step back.
Yeah,
and you really see it.
Yeah,
yeah.
So
lots of comments here. Annie writes, "Yum, tea time."
Yes.
Val says the cake looks good enough to eat.
Oh, well, that's good, because that was my brief.
Cherie says, I just gained 5 pounds. That's hilarious, Cherie. Donna, Yeah, Book City, Bloor and Jane. Chapters came and went. Chapters went, it came back. Ricky says, I like how you worked with the shadows and light. That's definitely a key to getting that feeling of a slice of cake, as opposed to just a series of chevrons and a triangle.
And I intentionally looked for a reference that would help me with that had a dark side and a light side. Because I knew that really gives you a dimensional. Critical. So that, like, that's an important part of being an artist, is knowing what reference will give you what you need. Now, I could have got a flatter one and said, okay, I'm going to make that side darker and that side lighter, even though it's not lit that well. And that's, you can do that.
The next step is knowing how to mess with the reference to get what you need, right?
Exactly.
Kay says, it looks yummy. Donna says, now I want cake. So do I, Donna. Jane says, cake looks good enough to eat, Cal. Being married to a Brit, it's tea time after this, and you've made me hungry for some cake.
Yay.
And Cherie says, another strategy is to look at it upside down.
Yes, absolutely. Or in a mirror too, right?
In a mirror is
good. A mirror is good because you get a little distance because you're looking in the mirror and the reflection, and you also see it flopped. The other, which can help you sort of see it new too. Anything that lets you see it in a way that you're not expecting to see it.
It's slightly more objective.
Yeah, like, exactly.
You just get a more distance from it. Joy writes, wow, the icing is amazing. Well done, Cal.
Yay.
We're at time, just
right?
So you know.
Okay,
but it looks like you've got a few little pieces to finish up with. So
yeah,
Cal will maybe get those on if he decides
maybe
on
he will. I might actually. Well, we'll see. I'll go for another few more minutes anyway.
Yeah, give it a few minutes and see where you're at.
If you do have to leave us, thank you very much for coming out. It's always great to have you along.
And please join us next Monday on my channel, Kimberly Co. Same time, 2:00 for Virtual Studio Party. I am trying to decide whether I will continue working on my artist book that I worked on last time, or working into one of my altered books.
And you're not sure just yet.
Yeah, don't know. And those are mixed media. So you, of course, can do anything you wish during that time, whether it's related to what I'm doing or not, or just hanging out.
Yeah. When we first conceived our events, Kim wanted something that you could do whatever you wanted to do. So that's the way hers slants. And I love collage. So I knew I wanted to do something collage oriented. So you have one that's more specific and one that's a little more general. So you can bring your collage and work more on that. You can work on whatever. You can work on in response to whatever Kim's doing. Lots of options, right?
So, oh my God, I just lost the thought.
Did you lose your train of thought?
What were you saying?
About how our events are different, and yours, you can do whatever you like.
Yes. Yeah, because that I don't like to commit to what I'm going to do, because I sort of wanted it to be less pressure than my classes.
Right. More
so I wanted it
right?
to feel in the moment, what would I like to be working on?
Oh, and that's completely fair, don't you think? I do.
I think. Kay says, sometimes I take a photo and change it to black and white.
Yes, that's also a really good thing to do. Then you see the values, and you see
proportion and shape.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless the values have no contrast, in which case you don't see the shapes.
Yeah. But that might also help you see something that wasn't working, or confirm something that was, right?
Yeah,
that's
right. Cherie writes, the perspective is great. It actually looks like it's popping off the desk from here. Yes, it does have that optical illusion, Cal. Looks like
Yeah, it does actually. I'm looking in the screen at what you guys are
Wow.
looking at, and it does look like it's
Yeah.
coming up.
And that's to do with the values as well as the shapes. Where are we here? Marie says, I think there might be some baking happening later. I think you could be right, Marie.
Yeah.
Jane asks, Kim, do you send reminders for your Monday session? If so, can I get on the list? I don't send reminders for the Monday session. It is exactly the same day and time as Cal.
And you do Facebook posts about it, right?
And I do post on social media to say, but I don't do an email because I was trying to make my event less work than classes. So so for the time being and current circumstances mean I can't take on extra stuff. So if you can mark it in your calendar and watch for Instagram or Facebook posts. Facebook it's trickier because the algorithm on Facebook is really bad and chokes off. I have 600 people who are following my Facebook page, more than 600 people following my Facebook page. And when I put out a post, I'm lucky if 80 people get it in their news feed. So that's how badly they choke it. Instagram, I seem to do better. So I usually post in Instagram. And so I usually put a notice on my YouTube channel as well with a reminder. Philippa says, thanks very much to both of you. I'm going for a walk now.
Get out.
You always go for a nice walk after
Yeah,
these.
that's perfect. That's how she makes room for cake.
She says, I haven't been outside yet today. I found it interesting to hear about creativity increasing after 70. I'm even finding that after 80. Smile. That's awesome.
I know you're
Philippa.
remarkably creative, Philippa.
Yeah,
I'm always in awe.
We've known you quite a few years now, and I'm sure I see an increase in it now that you mention it. Joy says, thanks, Kim. I'll bring my creative book I'm working on. Looking forward. Awesome, Joy.
Yay.
It'd be great to see you. Susan Abbott waves goodbye.
All right. Yep.
Thanks for joining us, Susan.
Yep. So I'm just working on the top edge there, and it's sort of little sprinkles. So I'm going to build it with a few different reds, but that's sort of the base right now. So I will continue, and hopefully I'll post it today or tomorrow, later tonight or tomorrow. And please remember to post your collages to Virtual Collage Jam group. And if you're not a member of that group, just go on Facebook and search for Virtual Collage Jam group.
Yeah.
And it's on my artist page on Facebook, Kal Honey Art, all 3 words, 3 different words. And request to join, and then you can post and see what everyone else is doing. It's open to everybody. So looking forward to seeing you guys there. Thanks so much again. We've been having so much fun with you.
Oh, what a great day.
Yeah.
We've got tons of comments here and a couple of questions.
All right.
So I'm just gonna go through it.
Please do.
Thanks, Isabel. She says, thank you so much. Today was awesome. Enjoy your day tomorrow. Thank you, Isabel.
Yeah, thanks.
Marion says, I love the way your cake is looking. Thanks for a great afternoon.
Yay. Thank you, Marion.
Joy Holland writes, do we go in through YouTube? Yes, Joy. It's the same thing. It's a YouTube live stream for the virtual studio party.
Yep.
And it you can see in here, I'll type something in. Click on my name in this comment. There, I've just typed that in, and you can see my name next to my little face. I think if you click on my name, if not, just copy that text of my name and put it in the search bar, and then you can find my YouTube channel. And you can bookmark it. Click on the YouTube channel and bookmark it, or subscribe to it, or whatever. And next Monday at 2:00.
Yeah.
Ricky says it's a great piece, so simple and elegant.
Thank you, Ricky.
Kay says, have a good week. See you next Monday. Hoping
you next
that will
week,
get
Kay.
me working on my altered book.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, absolutely.
That's great.
Yeah.
Val says, thanks. See you
Thanks,
Monday.
Val. Yep. See you Monday.
Cherie says, happy anniversary, you two. Thanks again for sharing your talents. Thank you so much for
Thanks, Cherie.
celebrating with us, guys.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Kay says, it's great, Cal. Dina writes, thanks, Kal and Kim. Happy anniversary tomorrow. We
Thanks, Dina.
appreciate that. Annie says, thanks. Have a great anniversary and week, XO.
Oh, and
Lovely.
yeah, thank you so much.
Donna says, thank you for everything today. Happy anniversary. Stay safe.
Yeah, take care, Donna. Yep. Stay safe, everybody.
Rebecca and Kirk, we know. Thanks for a great afternoon. Have a nice anniversary tomorrow.
Thanks. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Jane says, thanks again, always, guys. Thank you again, always, Jane.
Yeah.
Okay, happy anniversary tomorrow. Enjoy your special day. Marie, thanks.
Thank you.
Enjoys the camaraderie and the shared
that's
info.
what we love about it. Yeah.
I love that. Philippa says, have a great anniversary tomorrow. You are an awesome couple. Aw, thank you, Philippa. Judy says, thanks for a great session, Kal and Kim. Your cake looks so yummy. And Joy says, yum, yum. There we go.
Thanks, guys. Big hugs. And
Yeah.
we'll see you on Kim's next Monday. Okay.
Stay safe.
Yeah,
healthy,
stay safe.
and creative.
Yes. Perfect. Well, I couldn't say it better myself. So what she said. All right. See ya.